Hi, everyone. So hard to believe next week is the last week of classes. Your final projects are due on the 18th, and they do involve walking through an ask with me, kind of like what we practiced in our small groups, but it'll just be the two of us. Please let me know if you have any questions. I will be reaching out tomorrow to get those scheduled for next week, okay? So let's take stock of what you guys have been working on over the past few weeks in terms of the SMART goal assignment that you guys did a couple weeks back. It looked like some of you had a more comfortable understanding than others. So what I'll be doing is mostly following up independently to give any feedback that's needed. But just remember that for a SMART goal, each goal that you write has to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound, okay? And so each goal has to have those features. And then in the real world, what you're doing when you're running a nonprofit, your goal needs to be focused, of course, around the kinds of services and interventions that your group provides. Okay, so for in the example that we had, that organization could take on some communication type objectives, maybe something around distributing recycling bins and a flyer to people in that community, maybe even a monetary incentive to introduce people and familiarize them with the public transit system. So again, you're taking your clues from the assignment and the fact that there was a study done and some issues identified. And then when you're really in nonprofits, you are gonna be able to only do those kinds of things that you have the expertise in. So you're not gonna sort of solve pollution or solve climate change once and for all. That would be great, but you have to figure out what you can do that is, again, attainable. So I think that attainability piece is always something to keep in mind. All right, so, and then we had the discussion post on how you guys would raise $10,000 for a literacy program. And I think as a group, you guys hit all the major sources of funding: individuals, foundations, companies. And again, there's no right or wrong answer. I was just looking for your thought process. I will say that remember that individual support is 70% of all philanthropy in the country, more or less. So individuals have the wealth in this country. I would think of going to them first, maybe finding some folks that haven't been tapped out already and going to them, maybe working through the board to do that. The other piece would be foundation seed funding, okay? A lot of times foundations will come in, community foundations or local or regional foundations, and support something like this on a trial basis or to help launch it or give seed funding for it. So while $10,000 is, it's a lot of money, for a larger foundation, that's really a relatively small amount that could be pretty easy to award. And so I would start there. I think a lot of people did think about corporate support. That's always kind of comes to mind quite quickly for most of us. Now, corporations are good for events where there is some sort of a self-interest or sort of a return on investment component for that company, because when companies are giving, they're always looking for that win-win. They're looking for supporting the community, but also getting some visibility or some marketing value out of it. So that's how you want to think about your corporate giving. I am working my way through your final project descriptions. Please do reach out to me if you have any questions or get stuck in any way on your final projects. And I will be giving you guys all written feedback on all of the stuff you turned in over the past few weeks. And look forward to finishing all of that and look forward to chatting with everyone next week. Have a good week, everyone.